Seahawks headed to take on the Atlanta Falcons. We get a closer look at this Falcons team with the man who calls all the action on their radio broadcast. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is Wes Durham. Wes, how are you, my friend?
Bob, I'm great. Good to be with you and Bryan today. Thanks for getting Lefko to schedule me up. Okay?
Yeah, we were begging him. He's like, I don't really want to talk to Wes. We said,
that's exactly right. He's heard enough of my crap. He doesn't need to hear it.
I know. We had to talk him into it, but luckily he relented. No, great to have you as always. And we were just talking about this team and looking at your injury situation. Now, obviously, you're going without your leading receiver in Drake London. Yeah. You're without Michael Penix. Before we get to London, I'm curious. Kirk Cousins is the man there. Kirk Cousins has had a lot of success in this league, but he's an older version. How far away is Kirk Cousins from prime Kirk Cousins, in your opinion?
Oh, I think it's noticeable. I think he's been okay in terms of once he got comfortable as a starter. The last two ball games had been better than when he came in and started the Miami game in that week where Penix had the bruised knee, guys. That was not good. Nobody seemed to be really in kind of sync at all offensively, and it showed in the game. Defense wasn't great, and the offense was worse than that. There have been a couple games offensively Atlanta's been really bad. At Panthers in week 3 and the game against Miami just really, really bad. And that was Kirk's first start of the year. He's come back here in these last two. Of course, you know, if you're a Falcon fan, you never want to win. You love winning in New Orleans. I mean, good heavens, it's like winning twice when you win there. But then last week, I thought they were okay. The breakdown in special teams, quite frankly, last Sunday is the earmark of the loss to the Jets. And, you know, Kirk knows that he's playing without Drake London, who was having a great year. Not as good a year as Smith and Jigba, but good. And he's found ways to get the ball to Kyle Pitts. Kyle's got he's got 13 catches in their last 4 games. Had 7 last week. It's his third game with 7. And, of course, you know, here's the secret sauce, Bob and Bryan. Bijon Robinson's having a whale of a year. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's been as good as anybody I've seen in the 22 years doing the Falcons on radio, running the football. And, you know, quite frankly, he's carrying the team at times. And now with Seattle coming in as good as they are defensively, especially against a run, Atlanta's got a very, very slippery hill to climb on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, Bijon's something special, I'll tell you that. Bijon, I need to make sure I say that right. A lot of people say Bijon.
He goes
right?
Here's the thing. He takes either one. He told me before training camp his rookie year, my mom calls me Bijon. And so Dave Archer, who I do the games with, Bryan said, okay, we'll call him Bijon. Last person we want mad's his mom, right?
Right.
And so we go with Bijon. Everybody tells us his rookie year, we don't know what we're doing. Then they finally get to Bijon, and then he does the deal with Tirico on TV in week 2 and goes, well, Bijon, it's fine too. And Mike comes up to me, and Mike goes, what about this Bijon thing? I said, why? He said, Bijon's fine. I'm like, dude, I can't change that. I'm too old. I got to let it go. So he's Bijon Robinson to me, and if he's Bijon to everybody else, and he's got the mustard deal going, you guys may or may not know about that, but he's got a mustard thing out, Bijon Mustardson. And so anyway, whatever. If we got to have a Thiesman thing, what the hell? Let's go with it, right?
It's nice when you don't have to worry about it though. Bijon.
If he's accepting of both, then you win either
exactly.
way.
Dorsett, take your pick.
Yeah. There you go. What about him? I'm just curious. Do you think he's kind of more dangerous as a runner, or do you think kind of out of the backfield as a receiver? What makes him and puts him in his best spot?
You know what? That's the first time that's been posed to me, and I'm going to tell you that you're onto something with the receiving part. He's been terrific as a receiver, but the run stuff is fascinating because I promise you guys, we've seen every imaginable front, right, in the ball games that have been played so far, and somehow or another, he'll get caught behind the line once or twice maybe, but he turns more chicken you-know-what into chicken salad than you can imagine. I mean, he gets 5 yards where you swear there's nothing. And then the thing that's been added this year is we've seen the explosive runs. He's had a couple of runs. He's had, I think, 6 runs of 40 or more. He's had touchdown runs of 75. So, I mean, it's one of those things where he had the Monday night run against Buffalo where he went through the crack in the wall on the right side and took off. So the run game has been much more exponential in terms of his game this year, but the pass catching stuff should not be undermined as well. He's become a much better receiver in that light. I mean, he's got 54 catches, on the season, or 5 catches on last week, 54 on the season now, and 2 touchdowns there as well.
Hey, just as far as the locker room goes, and obviously the season hasn't gone the way anybody wanted, or I don't know what the expectations were, but maybe they were higher than 4-8, I assume.
They were,
yeah. So what, as far as Raheem Morris goes, I was reading a story that was about Ray Buchanan, or no, it was Ray McLeod. Excuse me.
Ray McLeod, yeah,
was not happy with Raheem Morris and very critical of him, and maybe that's just one disgruntled player. Do you feel like Raheem still has that locker room? Do you feel like that Ray is a man on his own island, or does he have company there in the criticisms of Raheem?
I think Ray McLeod may be a man on his own island. Look, it didn't end well here for him. I think Ray got upset about the dismissal of the wide receiver coach. And when that happened, I think McLeod fell out of favor pretty quick with his attitude more than anything else. The idea that Raheem is in trouble, sure. I think there are a lot of people that had higher expectations, Bob, in this season. Even though it's his second full season, he was familiar with kind of the lay of the land, if you will. There was thought that with Michael healthy at quarterback, Bijon coming back for a third season, where London had finished last year, that this could be a team that would certainly challenge in the NFC South and maybe even potentially advance into the playoffs. And when you lost the opening game on a missed field goal and you ultimately made the change with the kicker, you go to Minnesota, they kick 5 field goals and win, they come back and lose 30-0 in Charlotte to the Panthers in week 3. There are a lot of people that fell quickly out of favor with the whole idea of this. Penix didn't play great in Charlotte either. And then all of a sudden the injuries started mounting. And, this has kind of been one of those and you guys may have had a season like this in Seattle recently, but it's one of those things where, it's like the water spinning in the bottom of the bathtub, and it starts out and it spins slow, and then it picks up fast, and you think it's slowing down again. You might save some of the water, and then something else happens. It spins it faster. That feels like what this season has been. It's going to be really interesting. Number one, to see the crowd on Sunday. What does the crowd look like in Atlanta? And 2, how does this team respond after a tough loss in New York, where they were their own worst enemy last Sunday at MetLife?
I think we've had a couple of those seasons in the last couple of years. Even last year might have been a little bit of the swirling season.
Yeah. Certainly as it pertained to the offense and the run game.
Yeah, there we go. What part of this Falcons team would you say kind of goes under the radar, for a Seahawks fan out here to really keep an eye on Sunday?
Well, if you go back and look at the last decade of Falcon pass rush, you won't see much. If you look at this particular team, Brian, you're going to see a terrific football team. Now, Brandon Dorlus has also been ruled out for Sunday, and he's their sack leader. Now, he doesn't have a ton of them, but Atlanta collaboratively has been very, very good defensively. Dorlus has 6. You look at Jalen Walker, who was their first-round pick out of Georgia. He's got 5, including 4 in the last 5 games. The other kid they moved into the back of the first round to pick in the draft last April, James Pierce Jr., has also picked up 5 sacks now. Leonard Floyd at 33 is still productive in terms of sacks as well. Their front has done it. Ruka Roro's a second-year player. Kentavious Street's even added to it a little bit. David Onyemata's gotten 1 or 2. I mean, it's just been that kind of year. Collaboratively, they've done a really nice job. Caden Ellis has got 3.5 sacks. So that pass rush is there. Now, with the way Seattle has moved things around offensively, 9th in the league in passing, you're averaging 8.2 yards per play. I mean, it's going to have to be one way or the other for Atlanta, because the run game, I know, has been good, but Atlanta needs to make sure they do all they can to keep Sam in as much of a pocket as they can to see if they can get around him, because Smith and Jigba, as I said, has been terrific. And it's quite a challenge for Atlanta, I think, especially the fact how well you guys have played defensively against the run, for sure.
Wes Durham, the voice of the Falcons on their radio broadcast, has been our guest here with Wyman and Bob. Wes, always great to talk to you. I'm glad we were able to convince Lefko to give you a call. It was a chore, but he finally relented, so we're appreciative.
Well, I hope I didn't realize we were going to play, 3 years in a row this has been, Seahawks Falcons. Is that right? And only once have we been out there. I like coming out there more than, having no offense to Rabel and those guys. I like seeing Steve. He's a Georgia Tech Hall of Famer, so I'm all for that. But I enjoy my cousin, as you guys know, Bob. I know you know. My cousin lives in Edmonds, and my uncle lives in Everett, and I love coming to the Pacific Northwest, and you got really good golf courses, which is always a big bonus too.
Well, if you come out here golfing, this guy right here, Bryan Walters, is the one you want to hook up with. This guy, he's going to sandbag you. Don't.
Can we do
fall
another
for
segment talking about golf out here?
Yeah.
You free?
That would be good. I would enjoy that. I'm trying to find a way to get to Gamble Sands and Chambers Bay and some of those places. So my cousin's a big stick, and he's like, we can figure out a way. It's my job to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, get this guy involved, man.
Yep,
he'll get you pointed in the right direction. Wes, we
Take
appreciate
care,
you, man.
Thank you very much. You bet. Be well.
There you go. There's Wes Durham, the voice of the Atlanta Falcons on their radio broadcast. If you guys